There we go. That's the first thing. Secondly, circumstances are temporary. Sometimes you're winning, sometimes you're losing. You're hot, you're cold, you're lucky, you're unlucky, but your habits travel with you, like we just talked about. This is why you want to execute the same way, whether the score is 10-0 or 0-10. Not because the score doesn't matter, but because the score isn't what you're actually building. It's not about winning or losing any given round. It's about doing the right things the right way. If you have a chance to practice your craft, you want to do it as well as you can, even if you end up losing that day. Now listen to this. Your previous reps can save you or betray you. Why? Because the habits will always translate to the next round. Guys, I spent a lot of time on these calls talking about your standards and your habits and your daily rituals, your morning routine, right? Your daily routine. And it's by no accident that I talk about it so much because I believe with all of my heart that we are our habits. We are our routines. We are our daily rituals, right? We just are. Um, we were with someone a little while ago that was telling us about these things that they were doing in their life that was that was an adjustment for them. They're making a change and trying to better their life health wise. And I was with them and I heard what they were saying, but then I saw what they were doing. And I was like, these couldn't be more opposite. Like, you're lying to yourself. Of course, I didn't say anything, but I'm like, it's sometimes I feel it's very sad that sometimes we think or we tell ourselves that we're going to chase a dream, we're going to chase a goal, we're going to change in an area, we're going to do something. But then as we're saying it, literally, because as this person is saying what they're doing, they're literally doing the opposite. And it was like one of those out of body experiences where I'm like, is this really happening? Like, but then I was reminded, man, how often is that me? Like, how often do I say that? Do I want to make a difference? Do I want to change an area of my life? And I say it, and maybe I can even teach it or preach it, but then I do the opposite tomorrow or the next day. And I think that's true for a lot of us. So I go back to, once again, the score doesn't transfer with you, but your habits do. If we're going to win in life and in business, if we're going to have the things we desire, the things we want, our goals, we have got to create better habits. We have to. Okay. That's number one. All right. Number two. This is a little different. It says when creating something, you usually find that once things appear 90% done, think about this, you're actually about halfway there. But you have to create the first 90% in order to see the half that needs to be revised. Isn't that true? Isn't that true in almost anything in life? We think we're almost there and we realize, oh, we're actually a lot further than we thought. But we never saw what needed to be done until we reached the level that we thought we might be done. Does that make sense? I find that true in many areas of my life. This business, for example, sometimes we think we're a certain, we're, we get to a certain point and we think something, and then we realize once we're there, oh no, actually, there's a lot more to go. There's a lot more things that need to happen that needs to transpire. I didn't even realize what I needed to do now to change to be in a different place 6 months from now, right? Sometimes we can't, it's the level of growth. It's the steps you take, right? One step at a time. You guys have all seen the ladder probably that like goes up and it talks about how you chase your dreams. And there's a ladder that has steps that you climb, right? And then there's a ladder beside it and it has a step, and then it has a step like way out of your reach. So there's nothing in between. It's just the rails. It's like that's what we want many times in life is we want to just jump and excel 10 steps forward, but that's not how it works. You got to go one step at a time. And if you've ever been on a tall ladder, which I was just the other day, you don't miss a step. You take one step at a time. If not, it's dangerous, right? You start missing steps. You start actually building the foundation one at a time of what you're trying to build, and you just go to building and it collapses. It's dangerous. It falls. It could hurt you. It could kill you. It could destroy you, right? It's one step at a time, one day at a time, one habit at a time. Many of you have been in this business for 2 years now. We've been in for 2 years. Many of you have been in for close to 2 years now. And I would venture to say that if we all looked back, myself included, over the last 2 years and said, if I would have just implemented one new habit every 30 days, and I mean small habit, I'm not talking about life-changing habits here, but one new habit every 30 days. Can you imagine you have 25 new habits as you sit here today? One new habit. Hey, you know what? Before I pick my phone up, I'm going to spend 3 minutes in prayer meditation, in the word, whatever it is, 3 minutes. There's one habit. What about, hey, you know what? Before I go drink, as Jay says, the acidic cancer causing caffeine that we all want to take, right? I'm going to drink 16 ounces of water. Pretty small habit. One new habit the next day. What if the next day was, hey, you know what? Before I scroll, I'm going to reach out to one person on my team and just tell them I'm thankful for them and I love doing life and business with them. Okay. Next month, now I'm going to reach out to one new person and I'm going to introduce them into this business or try to set up a time to meet them or talk to them. I mean, think about this. Think about how silly this stuff is when you really think about it. Can we drink a glass of water before we drink our coffee? Yes. Yes. Can we wait 3 minutes before we get up and grab our phone to thank the Lord for our blessings or to ask Him to bless the day and to protect your family stuff? Yes. Like everything I just said takes less than 5 minutes total. 3 minutes of prayer takes you 30 seconds to drink that cup of water, right? And maybe takes you 90 seconds to peck out a text and to send to somebody or a quick voice note. Just those four habits alone, if you did them over the course of 2 years, would change your life. Just those. So, how many habits, and I'm asking myself this as I'm asking you guys, have we implemented in the last 30 days, in the last 3 years, in the last 30 years, whatever, that we have actually stuck to and seen results from? Because here's what I know. Here's what I know is that we all do have habits and they are always compounding. The problem is when we're not intentional about the ones we're creating, the unintentional negative bad ones are the ones that compound. And if there's one thing for sure, it's that compounding is one of the greatest forces on planet Earth. Einstein said it was the eighth wonder of the world, the power of compounding. And I can't remember if I've told you guys this example or not, but I'm going to tell you again because it's worth repeating. And if I did, again, I apologize. I forget who all I say everything to on these calls. I want you to imagine. Let's talk about compounding for a second. I want you to imagine that you are sitting in a stadium. Let's call it. Let's go big. Let's say Cowboy Stadium, Dallas Cowboy Stadium, right where the Cowboys play, one of the biggest in the country. And I want you to, for a moment, imagine that you're on the upper deck and you're in the very top. It looks like little ants down there, right? And somebody chained you to the chairs, and they said you have to stay here, right, for 45 days. And if you do, if you stay here for 45 days, I'll give you $1,000,000. Here's what I'm going to do, though. You ready? I'm going to take a little dropper. You know, like a little dropper? You would drop just one little drop. I'm going to take a dropper. The first day, I'm going to drop one drop on the 50-yard line in the middle of the field. The second day, I come back, 2 drops. I get to double it every day. Third day, I come back, 4 drops, right? You're thinking, this is absurd. Like, bring me my food, bring me whatever for 45 days. I'll be a millionaire in 45 days. What happens is about day 39, 40, the whole ground is covered and there's about 4-ish, depending on the stadium, foot of water inside the stadium. And you're going, I got 3 or 4 more days left, 5 more days left. Like, I got this in the bag, right? Guys, by day 45, water's pouring out of the top of the roof. By day 45, you lose, you gone, right? Power of compounding. What happened for 30 days while you watched the little droppers take place? Nothing. At most, you saw a tiny pool of water on the center of the field. It looked like it was the most insignificant, quite, to be honest with you, could we just say this? Embarrassing try of somebody to try to fill a stadium. Like, how embarrassing. You've been doing this for a month? Look at your results that are nowhere. Next thing you know, 15 days later, something that almost you can't explain has just taken place. Yo, that's life. That's just business. When you get started in something, when you tell yourself you're going to do something or tell somebody else, it almost looks embarrassing sometimes 30 days in. Oh, you said you were going to start working out? Yeah. Way to go. You look real good. That's what people are thinking, right? That are negative. Oh, you're going to start this new gig, this new business? Oh, yeah. Wow. 30 days in, how many people on your team? Oh, 4? Oh, watch out. This person's got a new business. You with me? Like, that's how it looks. All of a sudden, something changes, something flips. It's the power of compounding. It's just like if you put $100 a week away in something that produces an 8% annual return, you can't help but be a millionaire here in 15 years. Like, it just happens, right? It happens. It's the power of compounding. That's what we're doing with our habits. Now, the problem, let me go back to where I started with this. The problem is this: so many of us, myself included, that are not making conscious decisions of what we're letting compound, the wrong stuff's compounding. The wrong stuff is compounding. Are you with me? The wrong stuff is compounding. We're going too long without working on ourselves. We're going too long in between workouts. We're going too long in between really good meals and not just crap food because it's convenient. We're going too long into talking to people about this business. It's too long before we're actually doing a meeting in this. It's too long and it's compounding. And then all of a sudden, what's happening? All of a sudden, we're looking up 30 days, 60 days, 90 days, 2 years later, and we're not where we want to be. We're unhappy. We're like, why? It's because the wrong things have compounded in our life. That is what happens through your habits. And I know we talk about them a lot, but I just wanted to reiterate that one more time. All right, next. No sense in thinking small. Don't water down your vision. A remarkable amount can be accomplished if you are willing to think longer term than most and work harder than most every single day. This is just amplifying what I have already said. And then I'm going to talk on this point for just a minute, and then I want to open it up, okay? Only while sleeping one makes no mistakes. Making mistakes is the privilege of the active, of those who can correct their mistakes and put them right. Most of the time in my life, things that I have not gone after, or I have not tried, or I have not given what I should have given to something, and I'm just being very honest with you here. It's because I was so bad at first that I was almost embarrassed to try. That's the truth. Things that I maybe wanted, that I maybe was called to in some ways, I was so bad at first, and for 30 or 40 days, 60 days, 90 days, it looked like nothing was happening, that it was embarrassing to me. It was my pride getting in the way of continuing. Guys, that to me, that right there is the separator. Because most people will never look like that, look dumb, look like they're losing, right? Look like they got it wrong for long enough to get good enough to allow the compounding to take place, to then all of a sudden, you know what happens all the time? It's like you're an overnight success, right? Man, that guy got lucky. That girl got lucky. Joe and I, if you know our story, we came into this business and God really blessed it, and we did some really cool things really, really fast. Okay. And I've heard several people, be like, well, it must be nice. Well, must be nice. Let me tell you about the 20 years prior. It's like the John Maxwell thing. John Maxwell was speaking on stage one time and he said, some guy walked up to him and said, hey, I want to do what you do. And John said, hey, that's awesome. You can do what I do. Question is, do you want to do what I've done? Because, see, I got 2 decades where it doesn't look very good before I get up on stage and can communicate and can look good. And you just see me and say, I want to do that. That's great. But do you want to do the 2 decades prior? That's what I would say about Joe and I. Like, do you want to do the 2 decades prior of where we were before we got here and things exploded? I can guarantee you most people would say not a chance because they were hard. We had a lot of losses. We had a lot of losses. It didn't look very smart for a really long period of time until all of a sudden we were a overnight success. The way that I view this business is this: if you're going to do this right and you're going to be successful, there's no way that you can ever make sense to your friends and your family. You'll never make sense. I want you to think about this. When you get started in this business, everyone tells you you're crazy. Everyone tells you you're stupid. Everyone tells you how dare you fall for one of those things. You will not make sense to them. They will say, why would you do this? Why would you put your name out there, your reputation out there? Why are you trying to call your friends and family? You will not make sense. Okay? Then what happens? Again, right habits compounded long enough, you have success. Can I tell you firsthand experience multiple times in our life now what will happen when you actually have that success? You know what happens to your friends, your family, the people around you? You still don't make sense. Because then at that point, listen, at that point, right place, right time for them. They got lucky. Or like I just told you, yeah, I mean, they lucked out, or a little success for them, but that's not normal. That's just for them. I could never do that. You still will never make sense. Can I tell you the only way that you'll ever make sense to the world in this business is if you quit. That's the only way. Now that makes sense. Oh, I tried one of those. Didn't work for me. That's how you make sense. But can I tell you that I just believe I believe that we're in the world, but we're not of the world. Therefore, I think we should probably not make sense in most areas of our life to the mass majority of this world. That's what I believe. And again, you guys know it. 5% of the world chases entrepreneurship and freedom. 95% chases security, right? 95% of the world, all they care about is, do I get a check every other Friday? 5% go, I don't care about getting a check every other Friday because that means I'm controlled by somebody. Tell me where I have to be, when I have to be there, and how long I have to be there. I want to chase freedom, understanding the sacrifice, but I'm going to chase freedom. Therefore, if that literally is true, and I believe those are the statistics, that means 95 out of 100 people will think you're crazy. This is a world that we have to be okay living in. If you genuinely want to be loved and liked and respected by everyone for what you do, you can't do this business. Now, I'm not saying Joe and I have created enemies in this business, not at all. But we've created dozens and hundreds, if not thousands of people that are confused. If that makes sense. They're like, wait, what do you do? And you really do that full time? And does that really work? You know what I mean? Like, that's what we've created, and that's what you have to create too. So, that was a long rant. I'm sorry. There's a lot on my mind. But wanted to give that to you. Now I'll open it up and see if anybody wants to share.
Let's hear it for your rants, is all I can say. I love it. It was brilliant on flow. It just, oh my goodness, it just all of it went in my heart, and I recognize the truth of it. And I love the thing about the habits in each one and that intentional awareness. It's just a shift in your focus and the choice, making that choice each day. And
Good, Pixie.
that's so essential. And one of the things, I'm just going to share this one because it actually means a lot and I love it. The last few days, because we've had a heat wave, which is like unusual here in England. Okay. It's actually like whatever it is, 75 to 90 degrees on a given day. But I've been getting up really early, and that's intentional. I mean, it's kind of like deep in my being because of being born and raised in the States. So hot weather, you get out there really early. But what I used to do, and I haven't done for a while, is the first thing I do when I go out the door is I put my hands on my heart and then I lift my arms up to the sky and I give thanks.
Good.
I give thanks for everything and everyone that's in my life and however the day is going to unfold. And all I know is that doing that in these last few days, I feel so much better. And I have so much more clarity about what I'm doing in my days. And that includes what I'm doing with the patching and all the rest of it. But I love it. And so what you said today, Kyle, it's perfect. So thank you so much. Let's hear it for your rants. I'm quite happy to hear your rant any old time.
Thank you, Miss Pixie. That's very sweet of you. I appreciate that. Thank you, thank you. Is it Miss Lupita? Is that right? I'm gonna say that wrong. I'm
Yes,
sorry.
perfect. Lupita. That's exactly
Okay,
how
good.
you say it. Thank you.
Yeah.
um, Thank you so much. That was amazing. I loved it. And I was thinking I have played sports my whole life. And everybody thinks, and I've been in fitness and nutrition for a very long time. I'm 45 years old. I'm like, yay, I want to get to my 50s feeling. Now I need the moolah. I need to make more moolah. That's why I'm here for so many reasons, but I really need to take care of that because I have a 9 to 5, 8 to 5 actually. And my parents are elderly, 80 or 90. I want to be a present daughter for them and be able to take them everywhere. So money doesn't give you happiness, but it gives you options, possibilities, and freedom. Because I've had time, a lot of time with them. Thank you, Lord. But I haven't had the means to come to continue to stay with them. And the older they get, the more care they need and the more presence they need. So I've played sports my whole life, and people always tell me, I was like, yeah, you work out a lot. I really don't. Like literally right now, I'm only running 2 miles. That's kind of like my minimum right now, because I have a full time job and I have the business, and I really wanna like I'm gonna make this work. This is it. This is it. But they say I go. It's not really like I do too much workout. I take care of what I eat every day. because I can control that, what I put in my mouth. And I also do a small workout, but I do it every day. My goal is to move 7 days a week. And it makes a huge difference. I can take, if for some reason I get sick or I'm traveling, anything, I might skip 1 or 2 days, but the next day I get back at it. I don't want to do it. I like honestly never feel like I want to work out. I work out and I'm like, but I
Yep.
do it. Just exactly what you were saying, is that the small habits, the consistency. And I've had on the other end, just what you were saying, like once you stop, the other ones start building up. The ones that are not building anything but real bad habits. And suddenly you look at your bank account and you're like, dang, what happened? Those little expenses that just like, so thank you so much, Kyle. This was
Yeah.
an amazing call. Exactamente what I needed to hear. So God bless you.
Good. Oh, thank you for sharing. That's amazing. I love hearing that. Thank you for sharing. Lucy, go ahead.
Um, so what helps me, it's the mindset that quitting or failing in this is just not an option. I want to set my mind to be really, really clear that I am following my goal. So I try to immerse myself in audios, like motivational audios every day. And I also hold an accountability sheet to myself, and I track. I think it's very good to track your activities. So I write every day how many people I reached out and how many I followed up with. And wow, this structure, it's really suddenly it's making things easier rather than just drowning yourself in too many tasks, to see what you have accomplished yesterday and see, wow, I did quite well. And then write every name that you would like to contact, that you have contacted, and that you are following up. So I can't tell you how helpful this is to have this record, and I personally recommend it.
So good. Thank you, Lucy. Yes, yes, yes. Yeah. Hey, if you're not tracking, if you're not writing things down, then yeah, I mean, it's pretty wild actually. You can't measure anything. What you don't measure, you can't change. So yeah, that's so good. I love it. Okay. Well, I'll tell you this. I would recommend for myself and for everyone on this call, maybe let's find one small habit, very almost seemingly insignificant, that we will commit to doing over the next 7 days and go do it. Whatever it is. Very small. I'm not asking for anything big. Very, very, very small. That's how you start building one at a time. Then you string them together and you start compounding them and things start changing. But one at a time. Hardest part's getting started. What's simple to do, remember, is simple not to do. Okay. All right, guys. Love you guys. Y'all have a great Wednesday. Thank you for your time.